a minute and a half into the show, and I'm already forgetting to announce the most important part of the show. So thank you for the assist on that one. What's going on, Candy fam? My name is Nate, that's David, and this is the Talkin Candy Weekly Update. We decided to change the name from podcast to Weekly Update because that better represents what it is we do here. We take a look at Discord, we take a look at the market, and we give you the whole picture of what happened in candy last week. So, as we have stated, we both have collections. This is not financial advice. We're just here to have a good time. Please do your own research. And if you guys like these videos, a like and a subscribe go a long way in helping us grow the channel. So, David, it's pack day. How you doing?
It's pack day. I'm doing great. We've been waiting 6 months almost for more packs, and they're finally here.
We have. It was an exciting day. It was a hectic day. It was a stressful day. Probably more so for Usman and Reasonable and Muntner and Meg. So shout out to everybody behind the scenes making this thing move. I'm sure that they have dealt with so much today, but it was a fun day. There's a lot to talk about, but I think that first, let's just quickly touch on what the floors of the 21 set are doing, because I think it just gives a little bit of context, and then we'll get into the rest of it here. So,
I think even before that, we should remind the viewers to stick around until the end of this video. We will be opening a couple packs apiece, and so if they want to see us, because neither of us has ripped a pack yet.
No, we have not.
We've been waiting to get them done on camera for you today. And so stick around. We're going to go through our normal stuff first. We're going to talk about the packs, talk about the 2020 floors, but there will be packs this video.
Yes, a minute and a half into the show, and I'm already forgetting to announce the most important part of the show. So thank you for the assist on that one. But yes, we are just going to take a quick look here at the floors. It's not pretty. It's continuing to dip. And in addition, I'll pull up the uncut just to give a quick look, and then I'll go back to the regular one. As you can see, pretty severe drop off down below 2,000 for the uncut, and we are below 7,000 for the all-star floor. So going back to just the full picture here, it's a combination of things. It's we're speculating, but I think that it's safe to say that we're probably looking at people are distracted by the 22 cards, the packs. There was a period of accumulating funds, accumulating candy balance. So the focus just is not on the 21 set right now. But in the meantime, you have people that are still holding those cards, trying to make sales to accumulate funds for the 22 cards. So it's just not a great environment for 21 right now. But you and I both agree that this is not going to stay this way, especially now that we are seeing these new serial counts. This is something we've been talking about for a couple months now. Mm-hmm. The serial runs are much bigger now. They're still not outrageous. They're still not as big as we've seen in other projects, but they are much, much bigger than what we've seen and grown accustomed to with the 21 cards. So I think that we will start to see this turn around. It's definitely something we're going to watch closely, but it's in a tough spot right now.
Right, I agree though. I think this is a temporary adjustment for the 2021 packs, and it's a lot of people who, they've been holding off on making their sales, and as we drew closer to the day of, they grew increasingly more interested in getting some candy balance on hand to buy those 2022 packs. And now that the packs, at least the first drop of packs, are out, there's still going to be a need for people to drum up balance for the next drop and the next drop. But people are going to start to respect the small mint size of the 2021 packs and start to value it more appropriately now that we're seeing the 2022 marketplace activity.
I agree. It's going to be interesting to see floors establish themselves, reestablish themselves. I don't think it's going to happen overnight. There's a lot of funds that just got funneled into these 22 packs right now, so maybe not a whole lot of buying power for 21, and certainly a lot of interest in buying the 22 cards that are now on the marketplace. There's a lot of nice buys to be had right now. depending on what position you're in. But it's an interesting environment now that we have a lot more cards and a lot more information to take a look at, and we will continue to do so. In addition to everything with the 21 and the 22 cards, we also have four play of the days that have launched so far. And so let's pull those up real quick. We have
And for those who have been around since October, we've had play of the days starting with the last year's playoffs. But now that we're in the regular season, it's just going to be an everyday thing to be able to buy the previous day's play of that day.
Mm-hmm. And so we've had the very first day, we had Bobby Witt Jr.'s first major league hit. Pretty exciting. This one was a very cool day. I managed to get the 1 cereal. You managed to get, what did you grab? I forget.
That was the number 2.
The number 2. You did. Okay, so we got the 1 and 2 that day.
2.
We were. I forgot. I'm already. There's been so much going on, but yes, you and I managed to get the 1 and 2. We got some heat for it, but it was an exciting day. We managed to grab those. We have not been as lucky since. There's been some variation in the process, which we'll get into, but we had the Bobby Witt, and then after that we had unfortunately the Yankees walk-off against the Red Sox, walk-off single. We don't have to talk about that. We'll move right past it. And but the next 2 were both phenomenal, and this is a really good story right here. So this Pete Alonso Grand Slam happened on the 9th. It came out as the play of the day on the 10th, and as you can see right there, that bat flip was not originally in the play of the day. And immediate feedback from the community was, how did you not include that? There were people saying, I was going to buy this until I saw that wasn't in there. And within 6 hours, Candy had added the bat flip back, and as you can see, it's in there now. And it exponentially improved the quality of this play. Mm-hmm. So you can't do that with cardboard. It was really cool to see that is one of the upsides of a digital collectible, that when you're listening to the community, they can quickly add that back, and they did, and they made it a much better asset because of it.
Yeah, I mean, you can just look at what was that infamous Billy Ripken card? If they could have updated cardboard, they would have made some changes there. For those who are familiar with that story.
So, in addition to that, today, in my opinion, was the best play of the day so far. I'm also extremely biased because I think Brett Phillips is great. Or sorry, I'm skipping ahead. We have 5 of these now, right? 7, 8, 9.
Right.
Yeah, okay. 5 of these. Yes.
Suzuki was. Mm-hmm.
So Suzuki's first home run for the Cubs, another exciting one. And then, just so we don't linger on this for too long, today, I think a lot of us in the community will agree that last night, Brett Phillips went ahead and made this play. I'll just let it run. Diving, sliding play. Just unbelievable. To go out there, to pitch as an outfielder. Obviously, not a great game for Tampa Bay for them to be in that position, but what an absolute web gem. And a huge member of the Candy fam already. Just a guy that is beloved in baseball and just a really, really fun guy. So this was a particularly cool asset for them to create. Wasn't sure if they were going to do it because it's kind of an anomaly play, but I was glad that they did. I asked for it this morning. I was excited when I received it.
And Brett Phillips is included in the first lineup of the 2022 leadoff icons. And so that means today he went from having 0 NFTs focused around him to getting 2 all at once, both the play of the day and his own icon as part of today's backdrop.
And today's been such a whirlwind, but I'm pretty sure that there's a live reaction of Brett seeing that for the first time. I know that there was a live reaction to opening some packs, and there was also a live reaction to him seeing his actual, just his Candy NFT for this 2022 set. So it's just, there were a lot of tweets that went out yesterday from some different players, Byron Buxton, Mitch Haniger, Patrick Wisdom, a bunch of different guys. Shout out to all of them for for being part of this and putting some visibility on it. But the one guy that stands out, the one guy that is truly, truly passionate about this stuff, Brett Phillips is he's doing a lot to bring visibility to it. And it's clear that he just genuinely enjoys it. And that is really cool to see.
Exactly. Like, said it perfectly.
So
before we get away from the play of the days,
yeah.
though, we should just mention that they come out each day at noon Eastern, and they're only available for 12 hours. So at 11:59 Eastern, they'll no longer be available for sale. It's $15 for the regular season. That price will go up for the postseason. And so that means there's not a limit to how many could be made. If it's a particularly spectacular play of the day, there might be thousands. At this point, there's been at least 509 minted each day, and so that's sort of the floor. We'll see as things progress if we get some sort of fatigue with some people not wanting to buy every day. Personally, I love them. I'm going to keep picking up at least one a day for the foreseeable future. But we'll see just how many get made. But that is something to keep in mind. Because there's no limit, there's also should be no assumption that it's immediately going to be worth more money the very next day. Because anyone who wants one can just get one themselves.
Right.
But as far as that time frame goes, that noon Eastern to 11:59 Eastern, Nate touched on it a little bit earlier, but for the past few days, there has been a little bit of inconsistency with it not launching exactly at noon. And so that's caused a little bit of frustration. But at this point, we're just hoping Candy's been busy getting ready for the packs. And now that the packs are starting to drop, we'll see some more timeliness on that noon release of the play of the day.
Yeah, the first 2 days went extremely smoothly, or maybe the first three, something like that. And it right when the clock rolled over to 12 Eastern, it went live for everybody. The fourth one, there was a little bit of a lag. And then today was a unique situation where the queue system was kind of rolling over into any transaction while the packs were happening. So some bumps, not the greatest experience the last couple days, but let's give some slack here. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of demand here. Let's withhold judgment until we see a few more of these. Let's see where we are a week from now. Hopefully we've got a smooth, consistent process. I think that's all that anybody's asking for is consistency. Obviously there's different ways to do it, but as long as it's consistent each day, that's what everybody's hoping for. And to your point, the very first day, Bobby Witt, ton of hype around that one. It was the first one. I think there were somewhere around 2,000 minted of
just
that.
Over.
Yeah, just over 2,000. And like you said, some of these other ones have had closer to 500. So it's gonna vary. The low cereals do have some resale value right away. The high cereals are pretty much just collectibles. But that's what they're meant to be. And the upgrade on the graphics and the art, the actual everything that's going on here compared to the ones that we got from the playoffs last year, some really nice upgrades, adding the logo, adding the team colors. It's a really cool asset. I really, really like what they did with this. I really like what the 22 cards look like. It's exciting to see already rapid improvement just over 6 months of what these assets look like. They just put cool stuff out, bottom line. So let's jump into the real deal here. So packs came out today. This graphic is sick. I tweeted about it. I love this graphic. I don't know why. I just think it's really cool. But as we can see, everything is sold out already. And we had early access start at 10 a.m. Eastern. There were just under 12,000 packs available. And it took all of 13 minutes for those to sell out, which was very cool. And then a couple hours later at noon Eastern, we had 50,000 more packs become available, all of these going for $50 a piece. And in an hour and 45 minutes, those 50,000 packs had sold out as well. And we've seen the resale value go from somewhere around $100 in the very beginning when there was very, very little purchase during early access. And now it has worked its way. It had gone down to about 55. I think it's sitting at around 60 right now. not something that I want to overanalyze right now. Not something that I think is super important. I think that if the only objective for buying these packs was to immediately flip them for a ridiculous return like the 21 All-Star and uncut packs, then you were misguided. This was never going to be that.
Mm-hmm.
It's an entirely different set. There's so much more availability. The supply is much higher. The serial runs are much larger. We're seeing cards currently for $1 or $2 at times, depending on the player and the serial count. So to have expected these packs to immediately be selling for hundreds of dollars, it just was never going to happen. And so I think that now that they're sold out, it's possible that we go back in the other direction if we continue to have new people coming in, and maybe they missed out, maybe they just didn't know about it at the time. But the fact that they sold out is what we were hoping for. That is a positive thing. We
Mm-hmm.
had enough demand that 60,000 packs sold today, and the assets are wicked cool. They're wicked cool. I
So
mean,
good. So
they
good.
they're beautiful. Look at, like, this art is just the cards that we already had from 21 were already fantastic, but they really took it to the next level with these, and I'm just excited to open our first packs in a little bit.
Yeah, me too. And I agree with everything you said. Um, People who were expecting hundreds of dollars per pack today were fooling themselves, I would say, when you look at the total size of not just the packs that released today, because this is the first 2022 pack drop. There will be seven more of equal size. And so we're talking about 62,000 more packs coming out seven more times over the next 11 weeks. And next week is going to be the same lineup of players. And so, that could also account for the the secondary sales on pack prices not exactly taking off, because who's going to pay $200 for a pack that they can just buy for $50 in 7 days? Anyone with a little bit of patience will just wait, and we might see things change course once next week's packs sell out. But they also might not sell out as quickly as they did today, and they sold out really fast today. I know some people might have been expecting they would sell out in next to no time, but there was a queue system in place. You did have to wait in line to get your turn to buy the packs, and you could only buy up to 10 packs at one time before you'd have to go back in the queue again and wait in line again. And so throughout that process, some people did wind up with, you know, 20, 30, 40 card or 40 packs only by waiting in line multiple times to get those packs.
Mm-hmm.
And so, an hour and 45 minutes with a queue system in place is still very fast. And so it might take 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours next week. That remains to be seen, because it will be the same lineup, the same players as we saw this week. But at this point, I'm pretty confident that next week will sell it as well. And then once next week is sold out, that that will mean there's no more of these players in packs. And so then we might start to see those packs values fluctuate a bit more.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I hope they sell out again, and I think that it's very possible. I don't think that they'll sell out as quickly. I
Mm-hmm.
think that you are going to have a number of people that, now that they're realizing, you know, this is a lot more like a regular pack of baseball cards where there's huge upside. But it's also possible, like we talked about in the previous weeks, that you pull some guys that you're not particularly excited about. And you can see some of these listings right here. Eliza Hernandez, JD Davis. Not that these are like, you know, they're not all-stars. They're not all-stars. It's the whole league, and it's split
Mm-hmm.
across four different packs. So it's like opening a regular pack of cards where you're going to get some no names, you're going to get some lesser names, and that's just how it goes. But for me, there is no chance that I'm going to open a pack and then sell my cards for $2 or $3. It's not why I bought them. If I'm going to open the packs, I'm going to take those cards and I'm going to wait to find out what else is coming next, right? All we have
Mhm.
right now is packs, and we were all excited for that, and we should enjoy that right now. But in the not so distant future, we're going to find out about what type of fantasy baseball game is being used for these. We're going to see the dynamic stats on these cards. We're going to get a better understanding of potential, and this is all speculation, but collections, collector
Mhm.
score, things of that nature. There's going to be gamification of these cards. It has been hinted at. Some of it has been more than hints. Some of it is all but guaranteed. I mean, surveys have already gone out about fantasy
Mhm.
baseball. There's going to be more to the story here. So if you bought these packs and you open them and you're upset that you got Yasmani Grandal and you sell it for $3, do your thing. But to me, I'm gonna wait and find out what these cards are used
Mhm.
for before I go selling them for a couple bucks on a pack that I bought for $50. It's just not why I bought them. So I understand that I'm gonna have some packs that I'm not so excited about, but until I know what these cards are really gonna be used for, I'm gonna wait and find out how the ecosystem works, and I'm gonna enjoy the art of it, the collectibles of it, and go from there. And if anything, you and I are gonna be buying these $1 and $2 cards because sign me up for that.
Oh yeah, at least currently, my price point on any player's core is $1. If you give me someone's core for $1, I'm taking it. I might not be able to afford all of them if everyone's listing that low, but from a $50 pack, this no question.
Yep. So let me just jump over to Twitter real quick. I want to first and foremost just say thank you because at the start of the day, this channel, I mean this page was at 360 followers, crossed over 400 today. Got a couple awesome retweets. Uzman always appreciate the retweets. Got a couple other big retweets today, and just excited to have more people here. And this was the epic Wander tweet that went out today. First of all, again, the art awesome. Unfortunately, it was a home run off the Red Sox, which I remember watching live. But Wander Franco, definitely, him, Harper, Trout, these were like the top three guys that were anticipated here. And we've already seen some huge sales. And I'm gonna jump back into here because we've actually seen one even bigger than what I tweeted out. Uh, what we've got here we go. Down to sales. This card was extremely anticipated, and we've seen a lot of big moves happen already. So most recently, we saw the 3 cereal go for $19.99. But as you can see here, a lot of right around 1500, so 1750 for the 8 cereal, 1449 for the 10. That might even be a new one. A couple 1400s in here, 1300, 1200, 1100. So big sales on this Epic Wander, and it's a beautiful card. These epics look even better than the last ones. I mean, this was an exciting card to see moving already. And as you can see, a bunch of sales. 21 Epic Wanders sold already in the first, what are we at? It's 7:30 Eastern right now, so we're not even a half a day into it, and we've had some monster sales on this already.
That number, though, that does just underscore how many more epics there are this time around. An epic all star, only 30 count. That was it. And 20 would have been almost the entire supply.
Hmm.
And now we're looking at 250 epics
Which
in
is
these.
double the amount of the uncommons of the 21 set for reference.
Exactly.
So,
And it's great. This is, at least for Wander Franco, this is the only place to get him. He was not an all star yet last year. This
right.
is his first NFT, and it's fantastic to see these kinds of sales. Um, I just try and speak caution in situations like these because it still remains to be seen how much that larger supply is going to have a depressing effect on these types of sales. I'd love to see them, but I would hate for someone to be breaking the bank on a big sale right now only to regret it in 2 or 3 weeks when it costs potentially less than half that for the same card.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have another 60,000 packs come into the market. So if you are buying cards like this, buy it because you love it. Buy it because you want to hold a Wander Franco and you're not super worried about what this entry point is right now. Buy it because, this is a guy that you want to be holding on to. But like
Mhm.
you said, prices are volatile right now. We saw it in the first week of the 21 cards when the marketplace opened. There's a ton of volatility. People don't exactly know what the price should be, what the demand is, what the supply is. We're flushing out these new numbers here where twice as many epics as we had uncommons. So there's a recalibration happening here, and you and I are both certainly taking a pause right now. Neither one of us are overreacting to anything. We're not overbuying, we're not overselling. We're watching it happen. I don't think that either one of us will either regret picking up $1 cards regardless of what happens with them. So safe moves and observing. That this is something that we've been preaching all along, is that education is the key here. And so we are not saying that these are good buys, and we're not saying that they're bad buys. We're saying that we don't know yet, and
They are exciting
they are
buys.
exciting buys. That's the word for these buys. We are excited to see them. We love the hype around Wander. He's an exciting player. We just don't know what this card's going to be selling for a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. So let's see. Let's see. There's always a lot of excitement when a new product comes out, and let's see where we are. Let me pull up Harper as well, because he was another. Actually, this doesn't really work when you do it that way. You kind of have to go back in.
Hmm.
So a little finicky, but the new filters are much appreciated. So we're moving in the right direction.
They just need to add more filters. When they give us the
Yes.
ability to filter between the 2021 cards and the 2022 sets, or a checkbox to turn off the play of the days if we don't want to see those, which I know some people have expressed. We just need more options. But
Yep.
the fact that they've put this framework in place that they can build upon, it's a start.
Definitely. So as you can see, only 9 Harpers sold so far, in contrast to the 21 Wanders. Strictly speaking, with epics here, max of $1,000 there on serial number 73. But then the really exciting one, I think, especially because the price was cool, and this does seem to play a role when you price it with a little creativity. But we've got, oh, that's not gonna work. There we go. 2727 for serial 75. That was the first one that we saw go. We've seen a couple more go since, but uh, you know, if I ripped that and I pulled that for $2,700, I'm feeling pretty good about it right now.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of money. That's an exciting day to pull that from a $50 pack. As you can see, we got a few others here. Lowest one going for 1,000. Most expensive, that 2,700 by far. Looks like 1,000 to 1,500, kind of more in the norm there. But again, Trout is always going to be one of the most anticipated cards, and it's cool to see some excitement around his as well.
And I believe you were mentioning that there's already been a legendary sale today.
Indeed. Let me pull that up.
I'm not sure I agree with the price point, particularly with some of the prices we've been seeing from the 2021 set. And one thing that we touched on before is there's not only are there a lot more cards in this set, but there's approximately the same number of legendaries. So
Mm-hmm.
you're actually a lot less likely to pull a legendary from these packs than you were from the 2021 All Star packs. And I mean, it's still a fantastic day for the person who bought that for a $50 pack. But I'd be hard pressed to price a legendary quite that low.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point. Good thing to point out, which is that while the serial count and the number of NFTs is much larger, the one of ones is not. We had 81 in the All Star set from 2021, and we had an additional 30 from the Uncut Diamond set. And in this, the lineup number one, we have. Well, I guess, do we know for sure? Yeah, it's 20. Is it 25 each? Yes.
Yes.
So we've got the full 100 spread across the 4 different lineups. So really not an increase there. So the like you said, it's even harder to pull one of these now. So the pricing on these, I think that we actually have a lot more information to go off of when determining how to price these. And in terms of other one of ones that have gone similar to this, there's only one, and it was Shane Langelier's, and he was one of the earliest ones to sell. I think he went for around 3,700. So yeah, I mean, again, to each his own. You sold that, you bought $50 pack today, you pulled that. If your goal was to liquidate it right away, by all means, do your thing. We also saw the Jack Flaherty get listed for, I believe, 7,000. This Urias was listed for 7,500 at first. Obviously, they brought it down. I stepped away for a couple hours, so I'm not exactly sure the whole timeline there. I don't think Flaherty is listed currently, at least when I checked right before we started recording. But it's going to be exciting to see what these continue to do, especially with some of these new guys that didn't have one of ones. A lot of repeats with the one of ones, but a lot of new faces as well. I think out of the 100, we've got about 50 of them with overlap and about 50 of them that are new, give or take, but it's right in that ballpark. Were there any other? I think that was most of the notable sales. I mean, I'm sure there's other things in there. This is like drinking from a fire hose right now. It's tough to navigate. It's tough to find exactly what has been bought and sold and listed. I mean, you can sit here refreshing every couple seconds, and you've got four new cards. Yeah,
refresh almost
every time, every couple seconds, you've got a new batch of cards rolling in here. So it's I'm excited after this show to sit on here and pick up some $1 cards, some $2 uncommons like you've been doing, and pick up my Red Sox. Definitely gonna go knock that collection out right away. Grab me a Chris Sale, but yeah, it's awesome. These cards are awesome. I love them.
Yeah, it's just really exciting to have new cards to play with, new packs to open, and new, for me, new data to sink my teeth into. We went from 111 players to pay attention to 720, and we won't be able to pay as close attention to all of them, but it won't be from lack of trying.
Mm-hmm. Were there any data points from? Was there anything specific from 21 that you wanted to talk about, or anything else here, or are we close to opening some packs here?
This week, yeah, we didn't want to get too much into the individual who sold how many of which rarity, like we normally do. The only one I wanted to shout out was Francisco Alvarez. He had 8 rare sales last week. And so I did mention that to you earlier, and you said that he had a particularly good week, and so that seems like a good reason as any to me for him to have moved a ton of rare cards from his uncut diamond
Yep.
NFT last week, and so that definitely stuck out. But we touched on the floors earlier. Floors are down. Most players' prices are down, and we agree. It's people trying to get money together for the 2022 packs, and that's just coming at the expense of their 2021 inventory at the moment. But the more people play around with these 2022 NFTs, the more they're going to appreciate just how special the mint size on the 2021 set is.
Definitely. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else from the drop today that is worth outlining or making people aware of. I know we touched on the queue system. I think that it worked. I think it worked well. I mean, I was DMing with no less than half a dozen friends today going through the process. There was a variation in how long they had to wait for, but everybody that wanted to get at least 10 packs got those 10 packs. It did sell out, but people had the ability to go through multiple times if they wanted it. So it felt like a good balance in terms of how many cards and how they funneled people through, and it just felt like it worked.
And that is a good mention, because back in October there were some hiccups. There were some issues where some people had problems that prevented them from getting through the queue. Meanwhile, other people got through multiple times. But we didn't see anything like that this time. There was, at the very beginning of early access, an issue where when you attempted to make a purchase, it locked up the funds and didn't give you your packs. But Candy has already leapt into action. They've given us a form to fill out where we can either get a refund on the funds, or we could get the packs that we were attempting to buy to begin with. And so I had one of my transactions get locked up, but I've already filled out that form to let them know that I'll take the packs, please. 10 more packs, please, and thank you.
Yep, I had a failed transaction as well. And yeah, that's a good note to anybody that had that happen. If you weren't aware of that, go check your email. You're going to have the option to either be refunded the candy balance, or if it was a credit card transaction, it'll just be wiped. But if you do want the packs, those are still available to you. It seems that what they'll do is just subtract them from next week's drop, and make sure that anybody that had those drop transactions, that they'll still get those packs. So be sure to go
But it,
follow up on that.
and it was just the transactions at the very beginning of the early access queue that seemed to have this problem. And, within, you know, 10, 20 minutes, they'd had it sorted out. And I didn't hear of anyone having the same problem during the public access.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that summarizes how today went. So is it time for a couple packs each?
I think it is. I think it's time to open a couple packs.
Do
Let's
you want
test
to
our
go?
luck.
Do you want to go first?
Oh, I'm so nervous. I haven't opened a pack in over 5 months.
I know it's been a long time.
Yeah, I can go
You want
first.
to go first? All right.
I think I'm ready.
All right. Let's shift it over to you here. Oh, you know what? Real quick, just a reminder before we do this. I'm just gonna show the dates one more time. Same graphic as last week, but this same exact lineup that dropped today that sold out, you're gonna have a second crack at it on the 19th, exactly a week from today. As we've mentioned, everything's on Tuesday. So, but in between lineups, there's 1 week off. So it's 2 weeks on, 1 week off. So one more shot at lineup number one if you're looking for Wander, Trout, Harper, guys like that. And then as you can see, the 3rd and the 10th will be lineup 2, 24th and the 31st of May, lineup 3. And then in June, we'll have lineup 4. So again, 2 weeks on, 1 week off. Those are your numbers. Just wanted to show that real quick one more time. Without further ado.
All right. Um, let's just start at the top. I'm just gonna pick the top two here, and and we'll open it. We'll unwrap it. See what we get.
Good luck, brother.
Okay. Have not seen this before. Oh, something's loading.
Loading. The blockchain's thinking about it. All right, so David's pack did not load, unfortunately. Didn't load the unwrapping sequence. It just got stuck at that gray screen. So in addition to that unfortunateness is that it's going to be difficult to find which ones are in here because he's already purchased a number of cards. So tough first go here.
So why don't I just try and open pack number 2?
Okay.
Cross our fingers for better luck this time, and then it'll take me a minute, but I should be able to figure out what came in the pack.
Okay.
So let's just
Take 2.
take 2. Okay. Yes, I want to unwrap.
Please work.
Yes, I want to unwrap.
Please work. There we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
This is different.
Okay.
Okay.
Got a rare.
Got a rare. We're gonna save the best for last.
Absolutely.
So let's start with the cores. Okay, Yadiel Hernandez. And this, I don't need to see the video necessarily. I just want to see what number I got. Does that not
I
display
don't know if
on
you.
here?
I think you gotta go into your collection to see the number, at least based on the way the 21 worked.
Oh, okay. So I just know the player and the
Yeah.
rarity, but not the serial number. Okay, find that in a minute. It's good enough to know.
So is it forcing you to watch the whole animation before you can go to the next one, or are you able to toggle it back and forth?
I can
You
toggle
can toggle
back.
it. Okay.
So, okay,
I'm
so
just curious.
mhm, we'll just linger on this one. Not quite as long. Core number 2, James Caprillion for the A's, starting pitcher. Not super familiar with him,
Nope, me
but
neither. I know the name, but I don't know.
I don't believe I had one yet, so that's good. Core number 3, Willie
All right,
Adames.
all right. I like
Okay,
me some Willie. He came on strong once he got traded last year to Milwaukee. I think he's got a lot more than what we've seen so far. I think he's in a better position to succeed now. I like Willie.
so those are the 3 cores. Start with the uncommon. And we've mentioned it before, but each set is guaranteed to have at least 2 that are uncommon or better.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that I've got a rare in here, it's good luck. It's above average. All right, Luis Gill, starting pitcher for the Yankees. Not very familiar with him either, but I know Yankees fans will be excited about him. And so the uncommon
I
looks a
want to
little
say that
different than
he's a
the others.
younger like I think he's one of the more exciting younger players on the team, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that. We're definitely going to test our baseball knowledge with the deeper cuts with this set. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Going to be some humbling experiences. All
it
right.
took some time to get familiar with even the
Yeah.
30 uncut diamonds, and so and the rare
Here's your wander.
moment
Let's
of
go.
truth.
Ooh,
Randy,
okay. All right.
okay, a Rosarina, I'll take it.
Take a Randy. Tampa
Mm-hmm.
Bay.
All right, let's check out and the rares look the
Oh, yeah.
best. That deep blue coloration,
Yep.
and on a team like the Rays with the blue jerseys as well, it just works. And here's a play against the Red Sox, so I'm sure.
Oh, they did the
Oh,
steal home again.
stealing home.
So
Yeah,
this already had a play of the day from last year, but not disappointing to use that clip again. That's just, I mean, another one against the Red Sox. Unfortunately, that was a tough one to that was a tough game to stomach, but that was a great play. So that's cool that they used that again. I like it.
all right, and that is my second pack. Um, I don't know what was in my first pack yet. I'll find out in a minute, but that's a pretty exciting pack. And at least for the next few weeks, we'll be cracking open these lineup number 1 packs. And I think it's your turn. Let's see what you got.
All right, let's do it. Let's go back to my screen here. And I think I'll do the same thing you just did. And I'm just going to rip it from the top here. Two uncommons. Unkind.
That's how most packs will be 2 uncommons, though.
Let's go. Okay. But as we know, the players have a lot more to do with it than the rarity. So, Casey Mize, David Bednar, shout out NS9. All right, there we go.
Bryce Harper,
Let's
that's a
go.
pull.
We'll take it. We'll take it. That's probably going to be the best card in the pack.
Oh, you're gonna get an uncommon Harper right here too.
Oh, a little
Darren
Giants
Ruff.
action for you.
I'll take one of those.
All right, we'll have to figure out a trade. And John Birdie. All right, you know what? I will take a pack with Bryce Harper any day of the week. Sign me up for that. I guess this one doesn't have the video, so it's not as exciting, but I'm excited. All right, let's do another. Uno más. Uno más. Another 2 uncommons. All right, give me some players. Give me a wander. Take a wander. All right, I like Biggio. Take a beige. Tyler Matzik. Oh man, I thought that was gonna be O'Neal for a sec. I was gonna get real excited. Oh, back-to-back uncommon Darren Ruffs.
I think at least one of those belongs to me now. That's how this works, right?
All right, we'll take it. George
Okay.
Springer.
Got a lot of Blue Jay fans on the Discord as well, so
I
a lot of
will.
people will be happy about that one.
Nothing over uncommon, but some good players in there. Harper, Springer, Biggio. Take it. Man, it's hard to stop at 2. But I'm going to do it. I am going to stop because we're going to keep opening more packs on more videos.
We got to save some packs for the in-between week.
Yep.
So we'll be parceling them out. You'll get at least a couple packs ripped in every video. So this is just the beginning. We've got 11 more weeks at least of this type of stuff.
Let's watch this real quick here. Now we do have to go check our serials because that changes the game. A little no doubt Tater for Springer there. These cards are so sharp, man. They really are. All right. That does it. 2 packs in the books. Have you found what you've got in your first pack, or no? Unsuccessful so far?
So far, I know that one of my cores was a Denelson Lamet.
Okay.
I haven't been able to identify what the uncommon, or I believe it was just uncommons because I don't see any other rares or better sitting in here. I did check the rare Azarina, or a Rose. I checked the rare Randy, 372 out of 500, and my uncommon Luis Gill was a nice double digit, 90 out of 850. And so a good serial on that one. But it's going to take me a few more minutes to figure out what came in the other pack. Actually, I think I might have just... Nope. I had that one already.
Looks like
okay.
I did not get anything exciting in terms of serial numbers here.
No double digiters.
No lows, no jerseys.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a higher multiplier on those types of mints just because there's so many more that it makes the number one in the jersey just that much more rare.
For sure.
But it's going to be a lower floor on these mints or on these 2022 cards, but higher multipliers for those special numbers.
Yeah, I would imagine even with a guy like Harper, his core is probably a floor of sitting around somewhere between $5 and $10 right now. But like I said before, I do not care. I'm looking forward to finding out what the fantasy baseball element looks like. Going to be happy to have Harper for that. And also to your point, we saw some low serials not really matter all that much with rares and epics of the last set just because they're all low serials. So that will be an exciting little wrinkle here where single digit, double digit jersey serials should pull a larger premium with this set because of just the parity between everything that's available.
I did find one of my uncommons. It was a Willie Calhoun. A decent serial number there as well, 61 out of 850.
Nice.
So another double digit. So I do have one more uncommon hidden in my collection. I'm just gonna have to find it later.
Yeah, we'll
it's not jumping out at me.
We'll tell everybody next week once you find it. But if you got nothing else, I got nothing else. We will open more packs in the future. That's why we're exerting patience, as difficult as it is. But more pack opening to come. Plenty more action on Twitter. Follow us at Talkin Candy NFT. But with that, my name is Nate. That's David. This is the Talkin Candy weekly update, and we will see you in the next one.
Check. The grills in my mouth double as a breeze. The grills in my mouth double as a breeze. The grills in my mouth double as a breeze. The grills in my mouth double.